Hello, everyone. You are listening to our top 100 topics for success, personal growth, and life podcast, brought to you by Falling Upward. I'm Jack, and I'm here with Vit. And today we're going to be talking about vision, motivation, and drive. So, what is vision? Vision is, by definition, the ability to think about or plan the future with the use of imagination or wisdom. It is a personal image in the mind that people generally use to portray an ideal for life. Vision is such a powerful tool as it allows you to, in some sense, experience what you want from the future, or experience anything for that matter that isn't currently taking place in your life. So why is it important? It is important on multiple levels. One of them being, if you're capable of visualizing yourself in the scenario you want to be in, it enables your brain to start getting you there and create new pathways that will help you on your journey to achieve that vision. As we know, our lives happen majorly in our subconscious mind. With a vision, you have a destination to fight for. It gives you the power to decide what you're not going to do. It focuses your energy so that you can move through life effectively and feel that sense of direction. But most of all, a powerful vision helps you develop drive, the sustaining motivation that allows you to keep on working on your goals for the long-term periods of time, rather than working with motivation, that fleeting state that comes with spikes of emotion, which will not be there when you need it. So this leads me into my first question for Vit. Have you defined your vision for the future? And if so, how has this helped you with your level of productivity?
Hello, everyone. I think for me, the vision was the first moving part, really, because without the vision, we're basically stumbling in the dark. And when we do define our vision for the future, that's what like turning this light switch on. It's suddenly we know our direction, we know what we want to do and what we need to do to get there. So, absolutely, like the second bit was. How has this helped you with your level of productivity? Again, it's the same thing. You get your vision, and once you have it in your head, you just go. It sparks up the drive.
So how do you believe your vision has influenced your behavior on a day-to-day basis?
I have to review my vision every day to know that what I'm doing is that important, and that everything I do is actually getting me towards that vision. So instead of doing things randomly, I plan to progress on the vision.
Yeah, so you're saying that because you have that vision as a guide for yourself on a day-to-day basis, you actually know what you're working towards. And so that's how it affects your behavior
Yeah,
in each
exactly.
day. Cool. So this brings me on to the next question. How has your vision for the future changed over the past 6 months? Because I know for a lot of people, they'll start with one vision, and then as they learn more and as they develop themselves, they realise that they've kind of outgrown that vision, or it's not powerful enough, it doesn't motivate them anymore. So how has that happened for you in the past 6 months that you've been studying personal development?
Yeah, I think with every new book and that I read, or every piece of content I learn about, whether that be interviews from Impact Theory, Tom Bilyeu, with anyone really, or anything else, it changes a little bit because you get a little bit smarter or a little bit more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And through that process, you adjust the vision, you pivot a little bit to know that what you're doing is the best you can do. So yeah, the vision changes not majorly,
Yeah.
or substantially, but it changes a little bit all the time because obviously there's a lot of external factors and you have to adjust for those.
So how often would you say do you think about your vision? Like fully actually spend some time really thinking about what you want in life?
So when I get up in the morning, I spend some time with the vision board, then I do some meditation and some yoga to get my mind into a state of clarity, and I do a little visualization meditation where I actually review my vision and try to justify everything I do. So yeah, every
All
day.
the time, yeah? Yeah, same for me. So have you written your vision down?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we know the statistics. People who only rely on their willpower only get about 30% success rate on anything they do, any goal they set for themselves.
Yeah.
People who actually write it down get up to about 70% success rate, and people who regularly review the goal or the vision get about 94% of success rate. So yeah, it's a simple maths problem. So yeah.
How has defining your vision, as opposed to just thinking about it, helped with your progress. So by writing it down, I'm saying, how has this helped over just having a rough idea of your vision?
Well, I like to do journaling every day. I journal what I've done in the day and then go over it, self-reflect a little bit, so I know what I've done and what I can improve. I don't believe you can use your vision in any way unless you define it really well
Yeah.
and do it in a very detailed way.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think journaling's really important for this because as you journal your vision and as you kind of come at it each day with a different kind of set of different knowledge that you've acquired that day or different state, it really helps you to kind of build a full picture of what you want. One day you may be in a certain state, you may want certain things. One day you may read something and you may adjust it some other way. I think by journaling your vision each day for a long period of time, you can start to really build a picture and actually define it very clearly for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, just reviewing your progress, it's such a powerful tool. Just look at the results. If you start journaling, and I don't mean like do essays every night, just a couple of lines, just going, I've done this. Just look at the to-do list for the day, then look at what you've actually done. You can optimize so well, and you know whether you have achieved what you wanted to achieve or you haven't. And if you haven't, you know what you need to fix. I am a big believer in the saying that what can be measured can be achieved.
Yeah.
And that's such a powerful tool. So journaling, to me, alongside meditation, is the most important thing I do in a day, really.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Okay, so I think most people would know the answer to this next question, as we've kind of already explained it, but do you believe that you have done this much in the past 6 months without a vision for the future? And if not, or if so, then why not, or why so?
Right, yeah. Absolutely not would be the answer. If you just stumbling in the dark, not knowing what you actually really want to do and how's that gonna look, what your first steps are gonna be, then it's very hard to find the willpower for the execution of any plans. So you're just wandering around with not a very clear way of doing things. And I don't know who sells the idea that one day you just genius will strike up and you will go, this is exactly what I'm going to do. But that's not the way I find it.
Yeah, I think you need a vision so you can even measure if your what you've done that day is a result that you want. Because you're always doing something, but you need to know what that's working towards. If your goal is to be a professional gamer, then you gaming all day might be quite effective. But if you haven't defined a vision, you don't know what you want to do, then how can you even answer that question, really? Okay, so this leads me on to my last question. What would be your advice to others if they wanted to create a vision for their life? How could they go about doing it? For example, how can they know that they've created the right vision?
Right, well, let me start from the end of that multi-part question. How could they create the right vision? I mean, I don't believe that there is the right vision. So I think people counting out the 2 to 3% of the population that is really mentally impaired and that does not have the capabilities, and the top 1 to 2% of population which are like the top geniuses. I believe everyone else is capable of achieving much more than they're aware of. You never know what's going to be the right thing for you. So I think see where your strengths lie. Find about your personality traits. Find what your passions are. Find something that fascinates you. And if you don't have that, just start reading. Start watching content about self-development. Start there. Start with asking yourself, where do I want to be? What would my future life look like? And if you can envision that, just in your head going, I don't know, if you want a 170-foot yacht, or if you want the expensive cars, or you want to live in somewhere tropical, having financial independence, or do you just want to have a family that is happy to have you around, then you can create your life around that. So I don't think there's the right vision. I think there can be many paths you can take. You just need to double down on one of them, see how that turns out. And if it doesn't work out, just move on to the next one. Now let's go to the other part, which was what would be your advice to others if they wanted to create a vision for their life? Again, I think I answered that in the previous part, but yeah, just look up. There's loads of content on YouTube, on all the social media, all around the internet. How to start? I mean, you can totally go for our mindset tool, but yeah, how could they go about doing it? Again, just start reading. Really, that is the best thing. The best advice I can give anyone is start reading. And I'd say probably the best book to start is the book called The Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck, and the next one would be Start With Why by Simon Sinek.
I think that's a good answer. I'd say that what I'd say for the how can you know if you've created the right vision? Well, look at what you have defined. If you have gone through the process, try your very best to just think of what resonates with you the most, and read it through. And if you feel like it actually touches you on an emotional level, you have a good start, and you should work with that. And I recommend journaling every single day, based on stuff that you learn through reading, and adjusting it that way so that it continues to resonate with you emotionally. At any point where you feel like you've outgrown that mission, or it doesn't define the best thing that you could be doing with your life, then I recommend you rewrite it until you can get to the point where it resonates with you again. Also, I will have a course very soon out, and if you're listening to this in the future, it will already be out, which helps you to find your purpose in life, find your values, and define a vision. And this is a confident way that you can be clear on what your vision is for the future. But yeah, that concludes it. Vision is very powerful. The stronger the input of information, the better the result. So the more you review your vision and the more you come back to it, the better it will be instilled in your brain. And so the easier it will be to follow. My recommendation to you, create a vision and develop that over time, and work your vision as much as you can. Stay in touch with your vision. So thank you very much. I've been Jack, and we'll see you in the next podcast.